Perfect. Perfect.
Is there so much? Is there such thing as too many?
No. Let me try to swallow my mouth open. Oh yeah. Yeah. Time for a refill, and maybe it's time to empty me. Maybe I gotta pee. You ever think about that, huh? You need my help finding what? Your Ansel. How's it going?
Roman.
Ansel, it's good to have you here on a Sunday evening.
Hey, thank you. I just want to say thanks for taking your time out in your busy schedule. I know
Yes, sir.
we don't get to hang out a lot. So it's cool to have this opportunity to sit down with you. How are you?
I'm good, man. Yeah, I'm really good. It's you're one of my best friends, so it's always a
Oh, thank
pleasure to
you.
make time for you. It's
Thank
always
you.
a pleasure. Yeah.
Likewise.
So, how about you? How are you? How you doing?
I'm doing very well. Yeah, I'm chilling.
It's good to hear.
You've been busy?
Nah, not really. Just work and stuff.
Yeah.
Just work. I got roommates. That's the thing
That
that I
sounds like
got.
such a pain in the butt.
Some days it is, some days it's not. That's the thing that I got going on for me.
Mhm.
I don't know.
I
I think,
haven't had roommates since I've only had ever like really one roommate.
how was that? How'd you like that?
I mean two roommates for like 2 years. My first year at Bible school, my roommate had he didn't tell anybody, but it turns out that he had night terrors. Did you know this?
Nope, never
No.
heard this.
Okay, so he had night terrors, and there was one night where I was laying in my bed without any clothes on, and I was watching Twin Peaks, which is a murder mystery soap opera based in Washington State, and it wasn't always creepy, but sometimes it would just ramp the creepiness level up to 10, and it was one of those times. And the situation was a person who got into an accident was a vegetable in a wheelchair. Like all of a sudden, like the wife gets up one night and he's gone. He's not in his wheelchair, and he's just and it's just instantly level 10. Crap your pants.
Yeah.
Um, I'm like in the middle of this episode, and my roommate, like one bunk, like there's one piece of plywood between me and my roommate, and he's like stirring and like starting to get up.
Mm.
And he gets up out of his bed, and he's like, I gotta get out. He said something like that, and he like makes a bolt for the window, and I'm naked, and I have to stop him. Anyway, my next roommate, he was a lot. It was a lot more normalcy in roommates,
Yeah.
and that was really good. And that was yeah, that was really good. A lot better,
Yeah.
even though we fought. But do you fight with your roommates?
Um. No, not really. Me and my roommates have been friends. One of them for like my whole as long as I've known you. So
Sure,
it's been
a little longer.
yeah, a little bit, a year or two old. I know him a year more. So, but about half my life. So like 9 years, something like that.
And
No, it must be 7 or 8. And
yeah,
the other one is his cousin, so they get along really well, and I dig his cousin. So
yeah.
We don't really fight. Sometimes I think they're stupid,
Of course.
but that's people in general, I guess.
Yeah.
Everyone rubs.
One of the stupid things I did with my second year roommate was we stole the campus wheelchair and we took it to the skate park.
Whoa! Your campus had like a singular wheelchair, or just like a campus wheelchair? Was it the campus wheelchair? Was it known as the campus wheelchair? Was it in like the nurse's office? Okay, one question.
It wasn't known. We just had only one of them.
Only one
we took
person
it to the
break-
skate park and then we took it around town in the middle of the night, and it was like silly fun. It was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, silly fun's good. Silly fun's good when no one gets hurt. So I love
Yeah,
silly
you need
fun.
it.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a morale booster. I will agree with that.
Yeah.
Moving into September, I'll have. Well, I don't
That's
really
right.
know. I don't really know how many people,
Yeah, you have no idea.
but they say like every room will be 5 to 10. So
Are you serious?
I could have 9 other people living in one.
So it
room
could be a
with me.
bunk room.
I think
so-
no matter what, it's gonna be a
So
bunk
there's
room.
probably some room that are doubles, some rooms that are singles. Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
5 to 10.
But I just think that depends on the amount of students that show up each year.
Okay.
Cause it's I don't think it's like they're denying people ever. I think it's like they're always like.
Oh, no, you're right.
meeting-
Sometimes there's a capacity to anything. But
There is definitely a capacity, but I don't think this place is busy enough to reach their capacity.
right.
I might be wrong. I don't really know why Whams, but yeah. So it could
You'll
be
figure
anywhere
it out.
between like maybe less than 5, but like maximum per room of 10. We'll get a bed.
Are you a bottom bunk or a top bunker?
You know, it depends. I think I'm a big guy. Like I'm not huge, but I'm 6'1",
You don't have a
180.
preference.
So
Are you 6'1"?
I say I am. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. My dad's upper end is 6 foot, and I'm just barely taller than him. So like
Okay.
I might be 6 foot, three
Yeah.
and a half quarters, but like, come on, man, just let me be 6'1".
No. For me, like, never lie about your height. There's nothing more cringe.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm like within. I'm over 6.5 inches by a decent bit, by like a couple centimeters.
That adds up.
So I might be exaggerating.
Centimeters. Dude. We're
Freedom units. Sorry, bro. Sorry, I gotta do freedom units.
we're standard system here, man.
Yeah, I don't know what do you call like a percentage of an inch? Is it
Dude,
millimeters?
here in American, here in
Yes,
America,
sir.
we use fractions, and those are a lot more simpler than
You're right.
centimeters and millimeters.
So I like to think I'm at least
All right.
I think I'm 8/10.
All right. So
I'm 6 foot and 8/10 of an inch.
I believe you. Last time we hung out, I gave you homework.
Yes.
Did you do the homework?
Talking about Planet of the Apes,
I'm talking about the Big Monkey movie. Yes.
Big Monkey movie. I watched 2
Rise of the Big Monkey movie.
Rise of the Big Monkey movie. We watched the old ones together for the most part when we were
Yes.
doing small group. That was fun. The only one of those that like really compares to the 2011
Okay.
Rise of the Apes
Rise.
yeah, Rise. Dawn is the one after that. It goes
Correct.
Rise and then Dawn. So
We're talking about
of the Apes,
Rise.
The original
Okay.
compares. The rest of them fall so far short compared to those two. The Rise of the Apes surprised me how good it was.
Yeah.
It was like genuinely. I was watching it. It had everything.
Yeah.
Except they always do this one thing where they make all of the human characters really bad. Like
Yeah.
the first one had I get it. I get why the first one was the way he was, but like in the first movie, what's his name? The human in the first movie, the one that
Astronaut
survives.
number 1. That's his name.
Astronaut number 1. He's the captain. Captain number 1. Astronaut captain guy. He is kind of a big dum-dum, but I get it. He's in culture shock or whatever.
Yeah.
All of the other humans in the new movie are just like, besides the Alzheimer's dad. Alzheimer's dad was cool. They're all big dum-dums all the time.
In Rise.
In Rise.
No, like that's the point. in Rise because they're some of them are antagonists, some of them are protagonists or help the plot, help the protagonist.
The
Um,
love interest of the main doctor dude sucks.
James Franco. No, he's a big dum dum.
She's the worst because she
Oh,
switches
she?
back and forth like 3 times.
Who's she?
His
Girlfriend?
wife. Yeah, girlfriend. Monkey mom. Yeah, in the Rise.
I
of the
like
Apes-
her.
No, because she switches back and forth like 3 times on what she wants.
Yeah, but hey, buddy,
You're right.
that's women.
You're right. Can't
I don't-
understand him.
I don't know that for sure, but that is that woman. I mean, I have a more disdain for dumb doctor and dumb doctor dad.
Yeah.
Dumb doctor doesn't know what he wants.
Yeah.
I like that he had a little flavor of like evil scientist. He goes like, I can't lose them both. I really appreciated
he
that.
definitely was like, maybe I'm not as empathetic or as empathic as some people are. I'm not an empath, but like I don't get.
No, you don't need to feel bad for them. They own a massive 3-story home in San Francisco.
Yeah, he's a millionaire, but like his relationship with his dad, where he's like, he's just like, I love my dad so much, I can't let him just fade away into not knowing what. Like, I get that must hurt, but like, maybe it's just like it seems like kind of an exaggeration. Just be like, I can't lose him anymore.
Well,
I'm gonna test an untested drug on this person, which turns out that drug kills a lot of humans later on. A lot of humans.
There's something to that, and like I have a little bit of perspective on like
where it's like if he got further along in his testing and did the more potent version first,
right. I know
he would
I
have killed
know.
his dad.
But hold up, his dad is in the movie. He's supposed to be in his 60s, right? 60s,
Yeah, I think so.
late 60s. Dude, my dad's like early 60s.
Yeah, I think he's
So like,
he's late.
if James Franco's 30, 34, between 30 and 35, like that is too early to lose a parent.
I
He's
guess.
still dumb doctor and dumb doctor dad.
But it's like he's well off.
But he's not the point of the movie, right?
No.
I mean, at that point, buy a new dad. I like what parallels did you find?
Okay, so right off the bat, there was the parallel. It was like a newspaper clipping or on the TV or something, and it brought a little bit of attention to it. But it wasn't like people could have missed it. Lost in space is what it said. Astronauts lost in space.
Yep. There was two things in that went to space. Did you see the second one?
Enlighten me.
It was a
Rescue mission? Was there a rescue mission?
No. It maybe,
there was-
but
I
it was
saw there
just
was a rescue
it was just
mission.
a second of a news of a spaceship taking off, of a rocket taking off.
Yes.
And I picked those up immediately.
I'm pretty. I saw the spaceship taking off, but I didn't
Yeah.
connect it.
Yeah.
I saw Lost in Space. And I was
Right.
like, boom.
Right.
But I swear, maybe I'm
So
crazy,
cool.
but I swear I saw a rescue mission,
Maybe.
which sets up for the second movie in the old.
Right.
Was it 5 old ones?
Yeah, 5 old ones. I just like one parallel
OG2.
I liked was that and it's also the biggest like plot hole or over like not practical thing in the movie of when Caesar escaped and sprayed the bad guard with water.
Yeah.
That was just like,
I really like that part because I was
of
like,
course.
this guy's such a dum dum.
Yeah.
You turn around and
He
you
was a
see-
little bit too antagonistic. Like he was
Definitely.
too hateable.
Also, was he Malfoy?
Was he what?
Was he Draco Malfoy? Was he the actor for Draco Malfoy?
I have no clue. I don't know who that is.
Do you ever watch the Harry Potter movies?
I've never heard. Harry what?
Harry Potter.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
Understood. Yeah, I get that. Not everyone's into that junk. He just reminded me of Draco Malfoy, but I could be crazy.
Is that a friend of yours?
It's sure, yeah.
Oh, I haven't
Person-
met him.
Personal. I'll have to introduce you. Anyway. I just think it's-
too hateable.
but I found him to be a really funny character
Okay.
because like the whole thing is nepotism. Like he should not be a zookeeper, but his dad was the owner of that thing.
I guess so. I never picked up
No, he
nepotism.
called him dad.
But yeah, that.
So
Yeah, no, I know that. I picked that up, but I
Yeah.
didn't think of nepotism from that.
Well, but he just sucked, and in any normal zoo he would have been fired because he was like mistreating the animals.
What I know of running small businesses in San Francisco is you have to hire your kids because you can't afford anyone else.
Yeah, I think it was crazy though that he's like wakes up after getting like knocked unconscious or whatever, and he's like unlocks his cage and turns around and he's like, I see a gorilla, an orangutan, and like 80 apes. You damn dirty ape! I'm gonna chase you with a stick. It's like you're not winning that fight. I don't matter. It could be 3 apes. You're gonna lose that fight.
I just like that the stick was power.
Yeah.
However, the biggest plot hole is you cannot die from getting sprayed with water while holding one of those. It will only ever shock you
As much as it
as
shocks
much as
the
the
monkeys.
stick can shock you.
Right. It doesn't.
But I get that there needed to be a large crime, a loss of life
Yeah.
for a human for them to take these damn dirty apes serious.
Yeah. But I definitely,
yeah.
I definitely like that beginning part where I like the cinematography there when Caesar first like screams at the guy. I like the dissecting how the apes work because you know the guy who plays Caesar.
Andy Serkis.
Yeah, he did Gollum
And he did Star Wars guy.
and he was in Marvel.
Snoke.
Yeah, he did all those characters.
No, he's a great mocap character. Or great
And
mocap actor.
He played the 2001 King Kong mocap.
Yeah.
So he was the perfect person for it. 'Cause
Yeah.
He
nails
did,
it.
And then it's all his voice, like with
Yep.
not a lot of so. And then the way they make
All
like,
3 lines of dialogue in that movie from Caesar is his voice.
he has more in the next one, but
Of
you're
course.
right. I just think it's the way because a lot of the way CGI. I saw a video about this with like Baby Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean,
Okay.
where it's like CGI. Like if you look, me and my parents saw the Justice League. I think it was the Justice League in
And it's
theaters, and when they did the face stuff with
They go over his
Superman.
mustache. I didn't see that movie.
It looks bad, and you can tell, even though it doesn't look terrible. And
Sure.
the video they're talking about compared that to Davy Jones. Like the reason
Right.
it looks so good for Davy Jones and not for anyone else, because we don't know what a octopus man looks like. So we can just kind of like our brain just like sees that and it's like, yes. When it sees humans' faces, that we know something's off. Like we see that like that is not.
Oh,
what a
true. There
normal
might be
human
some
face looks
uncanny
like.
valley in there.
Yeah, so a little bit uncanny valley when it comes to that. So the monkeys being the characters they are have the human eyes, but they're like not human at all. So we don't need to fill in the blanks for them to get that uncanny valley, and I think not overplaying that with like giving him really aggressive humanoid emotion or facial structure and emotion during that scene, with them just lowering the camera, making him raise up, and all the music cuts out, all the sound cuts out except for him screaming no, is like that's what gives it the power it
Yeah.
had.
Another thing is that
I'm kind of stealing this from a YouTube video.
that's all right. The another thing is time. Like those movies are spaced out very far to give the team time. Movies now they don't. From what I hear, they don't get the time.
Well, you see Marvel pumping.
I
out
haven't
things.
seen Marvel.
Good for you. You see a lot of modern stuff pumping them out yearly or monthly
Yeah.
or whatever. And so that can be... Can I just say... Dude, some of the writers in Hollywood suck balls. Like, I keep seeing, like, these AAA movies. You know what I saw? I watched this movie called Polar recently.
Okay.
And the main writer on there, I wrote his name down because I'm never watching a movie by him again because I do not want to support him. I hated it that much.
I love that.
The writing was so terrible in that. The characters were were terrible. The story was terrible.
Is
And
he
then
written down in your wallet? Where is he written down? On the wall? Did you scratch his name into your wall
I actually, it's like I gave
in
myself.
blood?
Yeah. Yeah. So what I did is I actually branded myself with his initials on my
That's so dark.
lower thigh, so that whenever I always watch movies in my underwear, even if I'm in the theater, so I can always see his name, and when the cast comes on, I can like, that's it. I'm stealing my ticket back or something. So
I'm
that they can't.
walking out.
Yeah, exactly. Because most, like, in some movies they put the writer's name at the beginning. Anyway, he did Polar, and he did Violent Night. He was the main writer in both those. Both those movies' writing sucked. The characters sucked. The story was mediocre. It's like, because I saw those two things, where the entire point of them was like John Wick clones, but the story was so bad. I was like, dude, I can't even pretend to like this. They're both so violently horny for no reason. And so I just, like, I wrote his name down. I think it's in my phone.
All right.
I had to just write it. So I'm glad Planet of the Apes was better. Planet of the
Oh,
Apes
totally.
surprised me with how good it was.
The parallels, what I find is just like it shows, like, I mean, it pulls from number 4, right? Conquest.
Yeah.
It shows the initial rebellion,
Yeah.
and you liked Conquest one of the most, right?
Second favorite of the old.
Second favorite, and it just like
The Night of the Buyers.
I loved in this I love Caesar's attitude of I'm going to like I love when the apes wake up with intelligence and they play it cool. They're just chill. They're like and then I like how the grunts are like we are strong. Like even then Caesar is like being somewhat of a lawgiver and laying down the law of like this place sucks. I know what it's like to live in a better life. There's a better life for us. Let's go back to that. Another plot hole was there wasn't a lock on the gorilla's cage at any time, and any ape could just unlatch the gorilla's cage from the outside. The gorilla himself could reach through the bars and unlatch his own cage. I'm not wrong.
You might not be wrong. I don't remember.
That's okay.
But I believe you. I believe you that it's a plot hole.
Yeah.
Definitely whatever Caesar did. I remember Caesar. I thought it was cool when Caesar stole the guy's knife and picked his own cage.
Absolutely.
So I kind of assumed he picked the lock off screen for the gorilla's cage and then never. But I didn't pay attention.
Maybe. Yeah, could be. Yeah.
But also, locks don't work like that.
Nope.
They don't.
No, movie locks they do.
Because if they worked like that, monkeys could just stick their finger in and twist. Because it's not pushing pressure on anything. The key was like a real key. He just stuck it in, didn't like pick it at all. Just stuck it in deep enough and twisted. So
Yeah.
they definitely could have done that. But
no, it's great. I can't wait for you to watch the next one, Dawn. We'll talk about it then.
Yes.
I
think the fight scenes in Rise were surprisingly good. I mean, the fact that the monkeys had like real tactics,
yeah,
was insane. I think they did it kind of realistically because, like, yeah, what are you gonna do if a bunch of really smart monkeys start climbing the San Francisco Bridge? Like, I get that they're trying to shoot it, but like in the fog too, it's like you got to get thermal out there. The cops just don't have that. They need
cops just don't have that.
They just so it's like because the only response that could be there so quick was police. They couldn't get the National Guard deployed.
They pulled out
escape.
They pulled out the mounted police.
The mounted police was crazy.
Horses.
Yeah, I love the horses.
Huge theme.
The nets, dude.
Oh.
At the beginning of the movie, the nets are the biggest theme there is in any Planet of the Apes movie. It goes from the first Planet of the apes use the nets, and then it goes circles back during the Night of the Fires. The nets were super effective on the apes. So the apes learned from the very beginning, nets work. Nets work really good in this universe.
Nets work until you rewatch the first one.
And you just remember
Well, no, there's only, honestly, in the apes lore, there's only one man who escaped the nets.
Yeah,
That's
there was a
astronaut
lot of
number
people
one.
who got netted.
Yeah.
I mean, there's lots of people that like, but like once you were in the net, there's only one person who got out of the net. There was lots of times they missed a couple humans,
Yeah.
like when they're running in the wild. But like, yeah, I only think
But
the
no, I
main
mean,
character escaped the nets once the nets touched him.
The first, the 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 um, the first time the astronaut speaks to the apes is he finally got wrapped up in the net.
Yeah,
I'm staying away from nets.
they're dangerous.
Yeah. Roman, what are your closing
Give
thoughts?
me your least favorite part of the movie and your favorite part of the movie, and then we'll end it. That's all I
don't
ask.
have that. You're the one who just watched
Okay,
it.
I'll give you my least favorite and my favorite part. I don't like the scene where the girl love interest finds out that Caesar is like a smart monkey, because she loves this guy and she's been with this monkey for like at this point like 2 or 3 years. Then she finds out that the monkey's super smart because there's experimental drugs on it, and she's like, it could be dangerous. What if something happens? You've been with him for 3 years, and he's had him his entire life. Like, if something dangerous is going to happen, it'd be now. And then the other part I don't like.
Sure.
Well, I do like this part. This is my favorite part now.
Okay.
Is when there was a couple gorillas because they broke out of the zoo.
Yeah, at least one from the zoo, one from the cage.
So I like all the scenes the gorillas and the orangutans are in. They're the best part of the movie in my opinion. But I'm a little confused. Like, is it just like pack tactics where it's like, monkeys doing things, I'm following in? Because there's only half of them that were smart. I think this might be a plot hole. Only half the monkeys had the drugs, and then all the other ones joined in.
Roman, monkey see, monkey do.
You're right.
Monkey pee
But
all
Caesar,
over you.
Caesar does this where he raises up his hand, and he like points, and like all the gorillas and orangutans go up to the bus and start pushing it over. And to me, that's just like there's only one gorilla and only one orangutan. The other ones aren't that smart. That's my only thing. But I
Monkey
love
see,
that
monkey
scene.
do.
That's my favorite scene is when they push the bus over and start pushing it, and they're just like, shoot. They shoot, and they don't get through because it's a bus on its side.
My least favorite part of the movie is kind of an aspect, and that is now personally, I like the girlfriend. I like the cute vet from the zoo. She's smart. She's foreign. She's a good flavor for the movie.
I do like that Caesar signs and
Of course.
What's he saying now? And he's like,
Oh,
he said we should get dinner. I think that's a funny.
That's such
funny
a
part.
cheap pickup line.
It
like,
is, but
like
it looks
I
like
would.
Caesar actually said that. Like,
I'm like, if I saw a guy doing that, I mean, out of jealousy and out of like, even if you had a dog, like, that is just like, come on, dude, come on. Anything else?
sure.
That is. I mean, I could bring around my like. It's like a guy picking up girls with a baby.
Yeah.
And baby's like
It's
goo
not
goo
indicative of
gaga,
your
and he's like,
character.
he said that we should go out. It's like, come on, dude, you're picking up girls with props.
But Caesar actually does sign and keeps pointing at the two of them and signs, and like it seems to me like Caesar's genuinely saying that.
I like her. I do not like that any on-screen date with them, the dad is third wheeling.
Yeah.
That is bad. I don't care if your dad's, losing his brain. Like, come on, dude.
I like the part where Caesar sees the dog on the leash,
Yeah, that's
and
good.
he's like, he looks down at his leash, he looks at the dog, and he's like, looks back at his humans, he's like, so you think I am? Think I'm an animal? Because the dog's just going "Arr, arr, 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 arr," at him, and then Caesar looks at the dog and is like,
yeah.
come on, Caesar, and he's like, he goes back to the dog and goes, "Rah," and screams at him. And I think that's such a moment in the scene where we're like, yeah, why are you doing that? Why are you putting your monkey on a leash if you think he's so smart? And then Caesar asks him, what am I? He's like, you're not a pet.
Yeah.
I'm your father. You're my son.
I mean, that
And they
calls
put him
back
back on the leash.
That calls back to movie number Conquest, where he's going around town on a leash, just for appearances.
Yeah, but he didn't really explain that, and he was using the leash. He wasn't
Yeah,
letting
but we.
Caesar be his own person, and I get it. Caesar wasn't he didn't know how smart Caesar was back then. Your monkey spoke. He said no.
So cool.
All right, I'm done. That's my favorite moment of Planet of the Apes. Thank you for introducing me to that. I've had a lot of fun with watching the old stuff. I like it's like kind of Star Wars, where it's like
Yeah.
The series goes from old to new, but I like that there's a definitive restart.
Yeah.
That's nice to me. Having like the old stuff that you can like, and then the new stuff. It's not like where it's like you had 4, 5, 6, and then you have 1, 2, 3, and then you
Right.
have 7, 8, 9 or whatever.
I mean,
It's
the
like-
parallel is just. I mean, the parallel is just like movies 1 and 2, 68 and 70 are the prequel trilogy,
Yeah.
and the movies 71, 72, 73 are the prequels.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely think it's nice to have like a restart in it. So it's like you have the two takes on it. You have the original media and like the reason behind it and all the political stuff where it's like, every single thing in there pretty much except like for number 1, number 2 and number 3, I think all had points. For number 4, number 5, I got to think about it more, but like the original like hey, let's think about evolution kind of concept that then evolved into the more stuff where it's like, let's think about evolution, let's think about how we treat animals, like let's like kind of very liberal whatever, but you know what, really the liberals really stole this from us. Fox Media, the liberals, Fox Media, that's the producer, isn't it? Stole the topless ladies in the original. When you said that, I was like, gosh darn liberal Fox Media, the most Republican I think possible that I know of.
Times
Media
changed.
source. Yeah.
Times changed. Free the nipple.
Yeah, exactly. But I think no, I think this is probably one of my new favorite franchises.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easy to enjoy.
Yeah.
I like a lot of things.
Yes, you do.
Let's how was your weekend, Roman? Let's go to that.
My weekend was pretty good.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything special.
Did you work?
I did. I think I worked Saturday.
Good.
No,
You didn't work Friday night.
I didn't. But I did. I worked Thursday. I worked 5 shifts last week, so
Good for you.
Yeah, I was asking for more hours, and then they kind of dropped me down a little bit, but it's to be expected. We had some.
Fight for it.
Yeah, I actually did the math, and
You don't have a union. You don't have.
Yeah,
There's no one to fight for you except you.
I applied to a construction job,
Right.
so. But no, I will fight for it. I definitely need a little bit more money before I head off, so
Yeah.
that'll be nice.
Yeah.
What about you? How was your weekend?
It was good. Saturday, I just got up and chored. And then I crashed my sister's baby shower.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I showed up. And it was a female-only baby shower.
How'd you take that? I don't
Um,
understand your guys' relationship. I don't know how close you are to my relationship, but my sister would be so pissed at me if I did that. You
I
get yelled at?
technically was invited by my mom.
Okay.
And I think if that didn't happen, my sister would have been a lot more upset. You do know the past couple months how kind of the awkwardness between me and my sister. We haven't really talked.
Yeah.
She tried to call me multiple times. I tried to call her multiple times this last week. She never told me she was coming up. My mom had to tell me. But I called my mom on Saturday knowing that I was going to crash. My mom says, "You want to come by?" And I said, "Sure." I waited a couple hours, then headed over. Showed up with a cooler full of White Claws. That was a hit.
To a pregnant lady's party.
Yeah. Yes, I did.
Hey sister, I know it's your party. I got some stuff. Not for you.
So I mean, no, of course not. It was so I was lucky. I showed up at a lull in the party where they're doing the gifts and passing them around. No one likes that.
No one.
No one likes that because it's just like
Everyone that makes everyone have to fake.
yeah, true. You're looking at you're opening up the door for everyone to fake a reaction.
Mm-hmm.
And also it's like I don't know. I've never been to one of these. I've only seen pictures, so maybe that's the norm. But I crashed. Immediately I got there, and this is kind of what I do. Like whenever I come into a new space, I call it CTB. Count the balls.
Count the balls.
My cousin's kid was there.
So 4.
I'm not the only. I'm not the only dude. He can't speak. He is a baby.
Hey man, it's the aura that really
Yes.
just yeah.
Yes. So
Like, wait,
and I mean,
kick me out, kick him out.
exactly.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I honestly, Roman, I nailed it.
Nice, good for you.
I showed up at a lull. I sat down. Like a bunch of old, like more geriatric people are there.
Sure.
And we're talking like 60s, couple in their
Ancient.
70s, and I'm just like I'm connecting with everyone. Like
Bones.
I'm making it
Bones
sure,
and dust.
I'm making it known that I am like giving everyone attention,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like good conversation. Like, hey, I was talking to your son. Hey, I was thinking about your house. Hey, I was like I was thinking about I was just talking to your husband.
A man of the people.
I know, and I'm just like nailing it. I'm like, even though I was invited onto the premises, they legally cannot kick me off the property.
I think they can.
My mom wouldn't. I
She
was
wouldn't.
invited.
She wouldn't, but they could.
Whatever.
And it's not vampire rules.
True.
Sorry, I killed it.
I mean,
You killed it is what it sounds like. It sounds like you
I
went in there.
I did kill it.
You were the life of the party for a period of it.
I kept it going. And it's a good thing to show up late. I said hello to my sister. I congratulated her. I talked to some of my sister's friends that are also my friends, and I very good time, and I genuinely loved seeing my cousin's kids. I kind of went over the family dynamic of like when I was young
Yeah.
and like what it was like. Because when I was younger, I had older cousins, and so I would look at them and be like, "Are you my cousin? Do you have authority over me? You're 25. You're 30.
I have older cousins.
Do I have to do what you say?"
Yeah.
I
I have a cousin. I 2 cousins. They're siblings.
Mhm.
They're like 35 and 40.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, are you an aunt or are you a cousin? Are you an uncle or are you a cousin? And then
Are you a man or are you a Muppet?
yeah, exactly. And then the younger one, the dude had kids, and I'm like, all right, you're a cousin. I get it now. You're a cousin, 100%. These are my cousins. You're my cousin. It's
Yeah,
like
what up, cuz?
cousin dynamics.
Yeah.
So. But it took it really did take me, like, them having a kid
yeah.
for like them to be around just me and my mom and my sister for me to see like you have an aunt niece relationship with my mom or an aunt nephew relationship with my mom, and I'm like,
Right.
I get that. That's how my cousins act around my mom. I'm like, we both have like she raised both of us a little bit, so that's what it took for them to be my cousins, was them having a kid and being around my house more often.
That's interesting.
I don't know. It took that. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah. All of a sudden,
all of a sudden, it's like, yeah, you know what?
I like
Maybe
that.
I do want to play Xbox with you.
I like that. Let's see. I have two cousins. They're twins. And their names are Araceli and Viviana.
Whoa.
I'd never know who's who. Still don't.
You
I
need
see
a
them
color code. If
Sorry?
I had twins, I'd make one wear exclusively light colors and the other exclusively warm colors. Or something. They'd each have their favorite color, and I'd always be wearing one of those colors.
And I immediately I want their approval, and so I'm fishing for anything to relate to them. We bonded over our hatred of Taylor Swift.
Heck yeah.
And I was like, sure, I will jump on this hate train if you like me.
Can't stand that lady. I saw a video of her blowing her nose into her hand on concert and playing
I
it
saw
off.
it too.
Just snot dripping off her fingers. I'm so
Even
glad she's so famous that everyone sees that now.
Yeah.
It's funny to me for someone to be.
So this brings up a good point, and I'm going to cut you off.
No, you're good.
What do you do? Let's say you have a cold.
Mm-hmm.
What does your family do? What do you do? What's the family norm when you have to blow your nose?
Tissue? What do you mean? Like, what's the
Is
family
it
norm?
Tissue? You said tissue.
Yeah, dude. Tissues or toilet paper.
Are you? Oh, okay.
It's tissues if we don't have tissues in the immediate vicinity, but you do have toilet paper. Like if I'm in the bathroom and I need to blow my nose when I'm sick
All right.
or
That's
whenever.
TMI.
Okay, whatever.
It's disposable.
It's tissues or
TP.
if I don't have tissues, TP.
Yeah.
And they're
So
interchangeable.
you live in a disposable household.
Very, very. It's
Very
weird to me.
disposable.
We don't have
So
paper plates right now, and so I keep I'm like, I guess I gotta wash my plate. Which is not how I want to live. When I grow up, I want to just have a plate, a bowl, a spoon, a fork, a knife, a cup.
I
mug
grew
that
up
I will
in a
use.
much different household. Much different.
Yeah.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Yeah.
So I was raised to carry around a bandana, right like this, and I'm. Last week I had a half of a cold,
Yeah.
and so I was carrying around one of these. I always have a bandana on me.
Yeah.
This is folded,
Yeah.
and I blow my nose into this and put it back in my pocket.
Yeah.
And the outside is clean.
Yeah.
Inside's dirty, right?
Once we went to Montana, I tried to pick that habit up from you. I saw what you did, and I was
Yeah.
like, I need one. I think I had I had the trip a bandana
Yeah.
that I was using to wear, and then I saw that. I'm like,
I have some
It's
that I wear
handkerchief
and
time.
some that I blow my nose into.
it's
Anyway,
handkerchief. time.
so at the baby shower, I show up, I drop everything on the counter, and I drop this on the counter as well.
Mhm.
Okay? Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe this should only be in my pocket.
I think
Who
you're right. It
knows?
is clean.
Who knows? No, it was being used.
No, but
With the folded.
It was so I leave that on the counter, and the party ends. My sister's friend is inside doing dishes. I come back into the house, and she has my bandana on the counter, and she's drying dishes on it.
No.
I go, this is what I said, Roman. I said, oh no, that's disgusting. That's my snot rag. And I pull it out underneath all the dishes right in front of her. I blow my nose into it and put it back in my pocket, and I walk out.
No.
And I just let her deal with it, because I'm like, hey, I'm not that stupid to use a bandana as a dry towel. Come on, what are you
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
That is
No,
crazy though.
there's-
To just
There's
see, 'cause, can you hold it up? Can I see it? The bandana. Is this the bandana you had?
it's away.
Understood. But it's definitely unless it's a very specific. I think it's the Montana or the Rocky one, right, where it's a mountains and a skyline.
I don't know. No, I don't think so. I think this one's trees.
Trees. Either way, it's it's that fabric and the patterns and stuff where it's
It's
you
not
don't-
water absorbent.
You don't use that.
No.
It
No.
holds stuff. You
Yeah.
use a bandana as a sweatband because it like doesn't
Yeah.
it like keeps it off your. It doesn't drip.
It does something.
Yeah, it
But
doesn't.
no,
It
it's
doesn't
not
more than
known as
nothing.
a dish towel.
You're definitely not the fabric or material you'd use a dish. I don't
Course
know.
not,
I don't
yeah.
know in what situation I'd walk in
I
someone's
just
house and see
liked
that.
that I was like going around. You know, I'm a couple White Claws deep at this party,
Sure.
a great party, and that that I was able to throw somewhat of a wrench into the works.
But it wasn't even your fault because
No.
it was with like a pile of your stuff.
No, I carry no guilt.
So it was 100% on her, and it's just crazy that she would not realize.
It's not that crazy, but
I don't know. I keep coming back. Like I keep thinking like, what situation would I ever like think to use that fabric
yeah.
besides a bandana?
To be fair, she's not from here.
Maybe different cultures. Yeah.
I don't know where she's from.
Maybe it's a Washington thing. I've always seen my grandpa.
No, she's from like she's like I don't know.
Oh, not American.
Yeah.
Oh, she's a minority. You should have led. I'm kidding.
I don't know if that's funny.
Oh.
Yeah, it all makes sense now. I use in
That's
Peru,
why I didn't blame her. I was like, "Hey, no harm, no foul. You just got to rewash those dishes."
Yeah, in
I don't
Peru-
care.
Dude, in Peru, I washed dishes with. They have these rags, and I'm like, oh, this must be a dish rag because it looks like a dish rag in the States. They're for mops. They have mop rags that they stick on the bottom of sticks. So I washed like 3 dishes with a mop rag. Then a Peruvian guy walks in and is like,
There is
I mean, it's your dishes, I guess, but
No,
that's
there-
not what that's for. And I'm
there
like,
is something that's embarrassing about like doing chores in other people's houses.
wrong.
Right. And I've grown in my age now, I
Ancient.
like before I do
Sorry.
chores in another person's house, I will ask like before, just because I cannot stand when I'm trying to help and the host or something corrects me, not because I can't be corrected, but because I want to lift a burden off of the host.
Yeah.
And if I'm doing that thing wrong or not to the norm, it's like it's not lifting a burden because it's a mental burden. And when you're hosting, it's everything's a mental burden. I just want to take one of those out. So whether it be vacuuming, dusting, whether it be putting away dishes, that's one thing that I have known to ask before I step in, just because I don't want to be stopped. I ask like about things like, you know, and it's just I try to be a really good guest because I don't own my own land. I don't have a house, so I'm often a guest.
Mm-hmm.
And so much of my time being a guest, not so much, but it's conscious in my mind to behave in a way to be invited back.
Sure.
And
sure.
Roman, we were just at a get together
Indeed.
that we'll talk about at a future time. We were just at
One
a get
thing.
together.
One
I have like over the years, I have like taken the right steps to be consistently invited back.
Yeah, they treat you like they said you were
Yes.
like a son.
Yes.
One thing,
Yes.
I totally left my football there. I was like, don't let me forget this football. And then I picked it up and I put it somewhere else. I'm like, I
We'll
won't
figure
forget
that
this.
out. I'll
Then
figure
I
that out.
lost it. It's like $15. It's
I'll
not that
figure
big of
that
a
out.
deal. But it was just like I was just like specifically I like put it
Buddy, with
somewhere.
inflation, the place where it is right now, $15 is
Dude,
$20 tomorrow.
Target's getting more expensive every day.
I attempted to squash the beef with my sister.
How'd that go?
I feel like we overcame a couple things. And kind of like we've been pretty petty the last couple months,
Mm-hmm.
where like I call her for her birthday, she doesn't acknowledge it. I text her Happy Mother's Day. Well, okay.
She's a mother now. That's right. Kind of. Close.
Okay, kind of. Okay, so I can't. It's hard for me to be sincere sometimes. I sent the text, Happy Mother's Day, I guess.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. I think if someone,
Yeah.
if my girlfriend or hopefully wife is pregnant, not that I have a girlfriend,
Yeah.
is pregnant and someone says, Happy Father's Day, I guess, I think that'd be hilarious. I'd be like, thanks, maybe? I don't know yet.
Right.
I think that'd be funny, but you can't, because some people will take it.
Anyway, it's just been petty.
Yeah.
And so then when she called me for my birthday, I was like, I'm going to give you the same treatment back.
Right. It's so hard to be the bigger person with family.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like immediate family and you both have been petty for like at least a little bit. It's hard to just break that.
Like, I don't want to break it. Yeah.
It's like a game of chicken.
Who
will feel bad first?
Yeah, we squashed it. Some things, but it did like some of that conversation. There were some beats in that conversation that I just had to accept. Oh, my sister's different now. And that's how it was the last time I saw her. I was like, oh, she's just going to be different for 3 to 4, 5 years. Maybe just that. Well, forever, because she's made an irreversible change in her life. Back to Mother's Day, she said, well, technically, I was a foster mother, and so, like, I should already be a mom. And I said, listen, what does the government believe? Like, let's hey, how many people can you claim as on your taxes?
No.
Oh, is it 0?
For me it is.
That's right.
For her it probably is 0 too.
Oh, maybe a foster kid is 1. I don't know.
Not anymore. Shouldn't have it currently.
Thank you.
I'll say Happy Mother's Day to an active foster mother.
Right.
Maybe.
Right.
If they do a good job at it.
Okay. All right.
Adopted mother,
Yeah, of course.
you've taken the responsibility.
Legally.
Foster mother, you're not a homeowner, you're renting.
She didn't take kindly to that.
Sure.
I did text that to 2 other parents to be, and I didn't hear back, so I don't know if they
might not be the move to say Happy Mother's Day, I guess.
Hey, buddy,
Sorry.
I take big swings.
You do. And hey, you know what's the good thing about big swings?
What's that?
I mean, even if you miss 2 times, you get a home run that third one.
I believe that.
All it takes is one big swing to
I
hit.
believe that. And
Right.
that's what I'm shooting
if
for the
you're-
fences.
If you're just taking like
I'm
hitting
shooting
the
for the
bunts,
fences.
right? Hitting the bunts, you might get a run. You might get one.
And-
Maybe
and-
if you play it really well too, but
And sometimes
doubt it.
I take big swings and I know it's a ball. I know it's outside. But you know what I'm doing?
Yeah.
I'm getting that out of the way because I know
what would
I
you
bat a
rather see?
3.5 batting average.
Yeah.
So
Well-
I know I'm just getting that out of the way so the next one really lands.
Here's my question. What would you rather see? Would you rather see someone be timid? Be timid
Right.
at the plate and just like
Right.
3 balls, 2 strikes, and just like hits a bunt, runs to first. Or you just see someone walk in there, hit every single ball. It's a foul every time, but they're
Right,
hitting
right, right.
over the park, just to the right and to the left.
Yeah. I love
'Cause to
that
me-
story.
To me, it's more interesting to see oh, look at this guy. He's playing smart. Look at this.
I love that story.
This doesn't get views, so I don't know.
I don't know.
Swinging big can be more entertaining.
We'll figure it
regardless.
out. We'll figure it out. And so we were working through some of that, and the one thing is we are in an argument. It's a civil argument, but I use some colorful language,
Oh no.
and it happens.
Oh no.
And this is what my sister did that really cemented in my mind. It was, oh, she's different now. Do you know what she did?
What'd she do? Well, what did you say?
I said a colorful word.
Reactionary, or in a sentence?
No idea. Reactionary.
Okay.
And she said, could you please clean up your language?
Oh, dude.
He can hear now.
What?
He can hear now. Buddy,
He ain't gonna remember it
I'm not censoring myself
for an unborn baby.
for a fetus.
You know what, man?
I'm not.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Exactly. I'm not censoring myself around a baby.
Yeah, seriously, until it's
not
until
even
it's
like a
old enough to really understand words and to repeat them back to you, dude. You could call that baby a little a butthead into its face. You could say all kinds of colorful language at it. It wouldn't even remember it.
Right.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know psychology, but
I don't know either, but I think you're right.
if one of my friends, if I have a kid and one of my friends comes in to see this 6-month-old baby and he goes, "Your baby looks like an blanking dumb blank." I'm like, "Yeah, he's kind of dumb. He's not smart yet. He's only 6 months old." I wouldn't be offended. I think if someone come in and told me my baby was like, "Dude, your baby can't even effing walk," I'd be like, "You say that in front of my baby?" It's like,
True.
They're not gonna remember that.
At this point, though, Roman,
Cancel.
CTB.
CCV?
CTB. Right now.
Check the balls. Count the balls.
Count them. 4.
4.
We're dudes.
4.
It might be a dude thing. It might be that. I'll give the
4
benefit of
balls.
the doubt. It's just a matter of fact of
Mothers are always going to be more protective. Maybe not more protective, but mothers are always going to be more sensitive about their kids, about what they're consuming, about this.
I have no idea. We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
I don't, it doesn't really affect me. There was that I didn't really, I did say no.
Yeah.
I did say no, I'm not going to do that.
How'd that go over, though? Not great, I imagine.
Could have been worse.
Mm.
I think somewhere she knew that that's an outlandish request.
Sure.
And looking back on it, it's like, no, it's not a screaming match. It's not I'm not yelling. I'm not raising my voice whatsoever. I'm just emoting. And for, I believe a fetus, you don't want it to be in a chaotic environment. Chaotic environment is a yelling match. It is in the theater of a horror movie. It is a, IMAX showing of some sick, perverted, violent, messy movie.
Yeah.
It is not vocabulary.
A bar is a chaotic place for a baby to be.
Yeah.
Bars are like the worst place for a fetus to be.
And that's actually why you shouldn't drink while pregnant.
It's not because it gives the baby any, it doesn't do anything to the baby, physically or mentally, but it's the when you get drunk, it's the situations you put the baby in. That's why you shouldn't do it.
It's
because once you get drunk or once you drink too much alcohol, you put yourself in a situation that the baby finds so stressful, it becomes physically and mentally different from every other kid ever. And that's the only reason.
That's very polite. Physically and mentally different. That's very polite.
I don't
and that's, at the end of the day, if the baby can't hang, it's
yeah. There's a time and a place for partying, and it's not in the womb. You can't throw a rager in the womb, man.
Of course not. And we've come so far to know this.
Yeah.
That's why some of these have ended up as laws.
Yeah. I'm really actually proud of how the government treated the no partying rule when you have babies.
Yeah.
I think that was the right way to handle it. Just making it illegal to have fun while you have a baby
Yes.
in your belly.
Yeah.
Because if you spoil the kid as the fetus, everything it's like doing meth as a 2-year-old. Nothing else is ever gonna compare in the rest of your life. So you need to not make it have that much fun so early, so it can grow up and be successful and another. How you feeling? You got a good stretch in there?
I need one, dude.
Need a good stretch?
I need a good stretch.
Well, like your whole body needs a stretch? You want to take 10 more seconds to get a good stretch going, or is it a later kind of thing? I hear the longer you wait, the better it feels. I hear the
That's what she said.
oh. What are you munching on over there? You got snacks up there?
Yeah, I have pretty good snacks. The reason why I specifically, I'm glad that this can be the way that is. The reason why I'm over here is,
Oh, you got peanuts?
I got peanuts.
You got is it trail mix?
My family, growing up, we called it GORP.
Gorb?
GORP.
Gorp.
Yeah.
Can you break down every element of Gorp?
It's whatever you want.
What's in your Gorp?
Graham cracker teddy bears,
Nice.
dried apricot,
Oh, fancy.
dried cranberries,
Those are good.
and
Those are always
raisins.
good. Raisins
I'm a
are
fan
nice
of
too.
yeah,
Grapes and cranberries.
yeah.
And obviously you got peanuts in there. Do you have
yes.
M&Ms?
Sorry?
Do you have M&Ms?
Yes.
Okay. That's a real trail mix right there.
They are. That is a staple.
Yeah. For me, my trail mix will always include either pistachios or like.
those are expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I don't eat it very much.
Roman,
I'm trying to remember the name, but I can't remember the name.
I want to talk about without.
Well, I have my snacks. I want to talk about my snacks real quick.
I don't really care.
I care. I want to share. I have graham crackers.
Okay.
And I have
Cheez-Its?
Cheez-Its, but I also have this Milky Way, and I haven't had a Milky Way in a very long time.
Cheez-Its, you big fat ass.
But I also have this Milky Way, and I haven't had a Milky Way in a very long time, so you're going to get my reaction. It's famous for having a very,
Roman, I can't see you.
well, you can hear, I'm going to,
I'll ask you in 10 minutes how it was. Fair?
okay, I just want to say it's famous for having a very promiscuous vein on top of it.
Right.
Go on to your subject.
I'm gonna go into because we are funded. Did you know that?
Well, of course. How do you think we have all this nice stuff?
We're funded, and this is what I'm gonna get into. I want to give a big thank you to Washington State Department of Licensing for funding what we're doing here right now. It's a great website. They're a great government resource, government body that has hundreds of resources here in Washington State.
Yeah.
Roman, you can become an organ donor. Have you ever been down on cash and need to sell a kidney? Maybe out of the kindness of your heart, you can donate a kidney.
I am an organ donor. It's on my
You can
on my
donate
license.
a lot of parts of your body.
You don't need them.
And these are, it is so great. The system is 100%. They are not going to sell your foreskin to end up in lotion. Documents for proof of identity. That's important if you want to vote. Trump 2024. You have facial recognition. Dude, the state government is so advanced. They can recognize your face. That's so impressive.
That's incredible.
Mandatory insurance. Nothing
Dude.
better than the world mandatory. Don't interrupt me. I'm doing an ad read. Let's see. You can request to see you can see if your driver's license is suspended, and that is just something so cool that our state government is doing. You can use our code AFAF to get added to the annual newsletter. It's a newsletter once a year.
Wow.
It gives you no discounts.
Guys, you got to keep up on the newsletter if you want to know what's going on in your state.
AFAF.
So important.
That stands for
AFAF.
AFAF.
AFAF, guys. That's exactly right.
Remember,
Yep.
that is ALLFEDSAREFA.
Indeed. And once again, that's the code is all feds are fat
Thank you.
at WA or DOL.wa.gov.
Yep,
So
you got it right.
just go right in there and then go click on. I think there should be a button for talking to a real person, and just put that in right there. Just put all that text box there, and you will be set. They'll set up with you with a code. They'll get you the early access to their new stuff, and you'll get the newsletter.
And you'll be set for 1 year until
year.
you have to do it again next year. So I
Remember-
just want to give a big shout
Yeah.
out to the Washington State Department of Licensing
We would
for
not
funding this.
Be here without them.
Roman, I'm gonna hit you. How was the Milky Way?
Honestly, wasn't that good. I like Twix better. It was a Twix without the crunch.
Yep.
So it's just like you put it
Crappy
in your
chocolate,
mouth,
crappy caramel.
put it in your mouth, and it's got that kind of crappy caramel. Chocolate didn't taste good either. There was no crispness to it. Maybe, and it was on the cold ground, so that's hard to not have any crispness to it when you're on the cold ground.
Yep.
I'm gonna give that Milky Way probably out of all the candy bars I've ever had, it's got to be a 5 out of 10. Like I've had worse. I've had candy bars. I was like, ugh. That was just like I wouldn't do it again. It's just not good. You think it's a 4?
3.
You were definitely holding up 3 fingers there.
I'm at a table at a function,
At a function, at a table.
and I only know a couple people there. The rest I'm acquainted to. Maybe they don't know me.
At a table, at a
There's-
function, few friends.
There's a rando next
Lots
to me.
of people.
A rando next to me.
There's a random next to you at this function.
Yeah.
Maybe a friend of a friend you don't know yet.
Right.
Could be a friend of a friend's +1 you don't know yet.
Right. Turns out it was a +1.
Was a +1.
Um,
Sometimes those are hit or miss.
and honestly, the effect that this person had on me was not bad. But I would not do it again. And it is guy who loves his wife too much. I think he simps for his own wife.
Which is a little bit of simping for your own wife. For the person that you've sworn a vow to is okay, but there is too much.
Right.
Definitely is such a thing as too much simping.
I would say simp
your wife.
in the privacy of your own home.
Yeah,
That's
that's a fair assessment.
I am guilty of that. Not of a wife, but of a lover.
Yeah.
But in the streets,
Beta males might call that passion, but alphas know that's called simping.
okay. All right. I will. I'm sure I will learn that to be true in the following months.
Yes.
This instance, he I'm talking about my life, and I can't remember quite what I said, but he interjects and goes, "You need a wife, man." Excuse me, you don't know me. No, I don't. And as a joke, I said, "Tell that to my ex, buddy." And he goes, "Oh, you were married?" I go, No. Why would I do that? Why? You don't know me. I'm a prideful guy.
Sure.
Someone who has never met me, doesn't know my name, shouldn't be telling me what I need and what I don't need.
Yeah, I think that is kind of sometimes it can be funny, but if he's being dead, you need a wife, pal. That's kind of a crazy thing to say to someone.
Yeah.
I'm not for it.
It devolved into him telling me he's married.
Oh, really?
And he's been divorced twice.
Bro.
So he is on his third wife.
Can't get enough of him, bro. He means it. He loves having wives. Can't not have a wife if he's on his third.
And I realized, though, with the following information that he'd evolved, why he simped so hard. He went back. His third wife is his first wife. He went back to his first. So in the time that they were not together, they both married other people, and they both came back.
They're just testing the water. Like, do we really want this? Are we sure? Are we sure this is good?
Right.
Yeah, this is good. This is
Right.
the best I got.
They didn't know what they had. So I politely was like, "Oh, that's cool, man." You know,
Next topic. That's
kind of.
like
And then my dumbass saw his keys on the table, and I maybe this is the next person you shouldn't be, but I always appreciate men who all people who have no bull crap on their keys.
yeah,
I am not that person.
sure. I just cleaned my key ring actually.
This man had a full dime on his keys.
No way, dude.
I'm too stupid, and I ask, what's that from? This is like no time has passed.
My second marriage.
Third. He goes, my wife gave that to me. And I go, come on. And he says, here, let me show you what I got her.
Dude.
And I ask, you know what I ask? Guess what I ask?
Was it another coin?
Was it a diamond?
Oh.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It's a dime and a diamond.
And he goes, yeah, let me find it. Let me show you. Dude, I don't want to see a diamond ring that you got for your first and third wife. That means nothing to me. That's not a flex.
Hey, you know what's good though? Is if he dies with her, this is my first and final wife.
That's great.
That's a great way to put it.
Don't show me the ring. I
Yeah.
don't. You know who cares about rings?
Women.
Women. Why would I? That's not a flex. That's
No.
not anything.
You know what's a flex is like, yeah, I spent just dropping the number you spent on the ring.
That sure.
That's a flex to casually
Sure.
say like, yeah,
Sure.
I spent. This is my what is
I
it?
would
Was
have
it
taken
1
that.
month of your
I would've
salary.
yeah.
So it's like just casually putting like, yeah, I spent $20,000. I'm like, damn, you're making $240,000 a year.
Yeah.
That would be a crazy flex. Saying, yeah, I dropped 20 bands,
Yeah.
but look at my ring.
I don't want to see the
Look at my
shiny
ring.
shiny bling.
Hey guys, look, I got my wife a ring one time, and then she became my wife again.
If it's a cool anything else.
Yeah,
and of course he can't find the photo. Finally he finds it, and I go, "Oh wow." But yeah, that is a guy you should not be. You can love your wife, you can simp over your wife in private.
No, the ring isn't even close to worth what they say it is.
It's not an investment.
No,
It's-
you know what? I think the government should step in and put and should start selling rings for what they're really worth. They put it in a cave for years and years, and because they have a stockpile of all the cheese in the world, they can just make the price for it, and so everyone wins. We pay more for cheese, which technically isn't good for us. We're not supposed to be eating cheese. They do the Got Milk campaign, which manipulates us with our tax money to buy stuff that isn't good for us.
Yeah.
Because then everyone wins. Because they buy the cheese from the farmers, make money off of it, and then keep us safe.
You just walked us all through it.
Yeah.
Me through it. Thank you.
Dude, I love the government so much.
Yeah.
So they should do that with diamonds. Let's get some real stuff in here. Screw the diamonds, man. I
Yeah.
want to see some like give me something that has some real use, some real like reason for it to be valuable. Like give me some highly polished activated plutonium.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, man, they use
Yeah.
this stuff in nuclear reactors. Now that's worth something. That's like a lot of power right there in your ring.
Yeah.
So what if you lose a finger?
Right, right. Roman, did you bring something for show and tell?
Always.
Show me what you got.
Okay. Might get a little bit dark, but
It's the lamp?
I brought this here lamp.
Okay.
Oh crap! This lamp. It's a beautiful lamp.
I saw it earlier. It's metal construction.
Yes, it's a retro lamp right here.
Okay.
Probably from the 70s.
Okay.
I got several things of such nature. Like I have an old radio.
Well, you didn't bring those today. You brought this.
I
So
didn't.
let's talk about this.
I didn't. I got me and Pastor Ben back when we had some less fortunate people attending our church before they moved to Seattle. They needed a mattress, and Ben said, "I know a guy. I know this person, and they'll give us some of the stuff if we help them move out her ex-husband's stuff."
Very
She's
cool.
85, 90, and we go over there, and this house is
Wait, I'm sorry. Divorced at 85?
divorced like 20 years ago, but he has no family. So she's the one who put him in a home, and so she owns all his stuff. He gave it all to her in his will before he went crazy and got Alzheimer's. But they were divorced because he had no one else in his life.
Got it.
So this lady, little old frail lady, we just go there, and we have a house straight out of the 70s.
That is legit.
Like everything is, or even older. And so like every room is a flashback. We go to this one room, and I'm like, is that an oil lamp? That's an oil
Yeah.
lamp. The only light in this house, in this room, is an oil lamp. And then
That's
we go to
hard.
the other one, and it's a wrought iron caged chandelier hanging from the corner, where it's like it's a light, but it's in this like bird cage wrought iron door that like you open and close to dim and brighten. And so I find this on his study, and I'm like, "Can I take this?" And she's like, "I don't know if they make the light bulbs for it anymore." And it is the coolest lamp. It's got that orange color that's like
Right.
indicative of the 60s and 50s, maybe 70s. 70s definitely. And it's got this just simplistic design, high quality. I've dropped it a couple times off my desk.
Yeah.
I
I
know
dropped it. I dropped it on the way here.
I know lamps that would have broken from a single drop, and this has survived at least 5 now.
Metal construction.
Metal construction. It's got a little bit of plastic on the bottom, and it's plastic.
I was
based,
just
but it's-
impressed that the way it can conform.
Yeah, and it's got a low setting and a high setting, which is so.
Yeah.
And it's you're right. It is so movable.
Right.
You can really turn the head and get it going up. You could point it backwards if you really wanted to.
That's bonkers.
So that's my show and tell. Is a retro lamp.
Very cool.
One of my favorite lamps of all time.
Is that where you want to place it? That's a good find. Very good find. I'm jealous.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, sometimes it's nice to know that what you have is wanted by other people
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you have for show and tell?
I brought my fidget toy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. I have fidget objects.
indeed.
Most of them don't leave the house.
It's probably smart.
And I brought my flare gun.
Oh, those are fun.
Yeah. So just like this is just such a good fidget. 'Cause like I think actual fidget things that are branded as fidgets are
Kinda
corny.
Suck.
And so like here I can, gunsling it.
Mm-hmm.
I can there's just like it's just the perfect amount of operability.
Yeah, you got things that click,
Yeah.
things that open. You can snap it. It's kind of got that revolver feel to it. I imagine. It looks
Exactly.
like it. So
Exactly. And I have a dummy round in here that I made.
shotgun shell.
This is
Heavy
an old
shotgun shell?
flare
Oh wow.
that I just put a heavy weight in.
Oh nice.
I just shoved it in, and then
So
I
you
took
can
the
even
primer
eject.
out.
Oh yeah.
So then, like, I couldn't do this with it needs to be heavy to be able to do this.
Yeah.
But it's just exactly
I mean,
everything
I can hear
that
from
I
here, those are
need.
good clicks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I do feel like a gunslinger,
Yeah.
even though it's a plastic piece of crap.
Hey man, it's real.
Exactly.
You could shoot something out of that.
Yeah. Yes. One thing.
You could shoot one thing out of that without breaking it.
Yeah. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, I think there's something neat about having something that's designed to shoot. Like I play with a BB gun sometimes, a
That's
little
great.
airsoft gun. It's full metal, super cheap, but it's full metal aluminum or something.
Yeah.
And it's just this. It's smaller than that. It's a little, like a Walther or something. I don't remember.
Sure.
But it's a little BB, and it's got the weight behind it. Not the same probably as what you have, but it's nice to have something that clicks. You know, that clicks, and you can pull a trigger on it, and it's like, yeah, triggers are nice thing to fidget with for sure.
Do you ever see a video of someone shooting a real shell from this?
I have. I've seen, not in their hand, but I've seen a flare gun firing a shorty 12 gauge round.
And it just blows out.
It shoots plastic shards everywhere, and
But it just blows up.
blows the top up.
Yeah.
Does not fire right.
Yeah. Oh well. What are you gonna do?
But it's good to know that if you really wanted to like make a very cheap shrapnel explosion,
If I really
you could
wanted to
just-
blow up my hand for not a lot of money,
I mean, it's a
imagine the checks I could get from the government.
disability would be crazy. Yeah.
Only imagination could,
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
No, I think this was a good show and tell.
No, yeah.
I think I have an item I like, and I think I really liked your item. I know I really liked your item.
Yeah.
So
You'll have fun with it, yeah.
I appreciate you bringing that out.
Wow.
You know,
I'm not feeling too fidgety now.
yeah,
That's why I'm not.
you got it out. That's
Yeah.
good. I appreciate you showing me Planet of the Apes. I appreciate you showing me your flare gun. And I appreciate the conversation. Thank you for coming out, Ansel. It's been a pleasure, unless you have anything else to talk about.
No, yeah. Thanks for being a good friend.
Yes, sir.
And it's been good talking to you.
Yeah. It's been a pleasure.
Pleasure.
Bye-bye now.
Bye now.